In this episode, I'm going to share with you 4 emerging trends in real estate. And by the way, they're not design related. Welcome everyone to this episode of the AskJasonGelios Show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor. Really appreciate you guys tuning in to this episode. If you're new to this episode, this is a weekly show that I put out there where I answer real estate questions, and I'm going to be sharing more conversational points as far as some things that are going on, okay? So I ask this in every episode. If you can go ahead and follow me on social media, all those links are in the description below. If you can go ahead and follow me on that would be great. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on other episodes, upcoming episodes, as well as in between videos that I do. Now, I want to dive into this. So Realtor magazine had a pretty decent article about 4 emerging real estate trends. And this is not a video where I share design trends. That'll be another video, quite honestly. But I want to share with you some of these. These are actually interesting, okay? So as you know, we're on the tail end of a pandemic that has actually caused a mass disruption, okay, according to this article, which I believe it. It's changed how people live. People are working remotely more. Some people aren't going back to the office setting, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to dive into these things that this article shares, okay? Which, by the way, I'll put the link to this article below as well. Now, real estate, number 1 trend is that real estate is continuing to attract capital. You have an increase in foreign investors, companies, conglomerates, things like that, purchasing homes, and they're making a push towards residential markets. So we're starting to see more and more of that. Now keep in mind, I'm keeping this video in layman's terms because this article does dive into some pretty decent, pretty heavy numbers and facts, and I want to keep it simple for you, okay? So real estate is continuing to attract capital, and the COVID-19 pandemic has actually accelerated that. We know that the market in general is really favoring the sellers. It's extremely hyperactive even now. So number 2 is, and this one, I mean, I knew this one before, there's unknowns for the office sector, meaning many companies have learned that throughout the pandemic that they can save money, reduce their square footage of, let's say, their corporate office or other locations. There are companies that are allowing employees, a majority of them, if not all of them, to actually work from home. And now what I'm seeing on a local level is I'm seeing more and more people able to move further out, let's say to the country. I'm seeing a lot of this because they are working from home and they don't have to commute. So, you know, this is a big thing in terms of the office sector is what's going to happen to these offices. You're going to see more and more offices come on the market for rent. I think that's going to cause more competition for those looking to rent out their space, okay? And then, of course, this article states that many large firms could delay corporate decisions on office space or commit to a greater reliance on remote working. That says a lot right there. So I expect to see that. Now, on that same note, you may see an increase in co-working spaces where multiple companies have different spaces in a large space, right? So let's go ahead and dive into this other one. I think this is, the third one. This one has to do with, climate change and things like that. So basically, this states that there's going to be, whether you agree with it or not, it is happening, where there's going to be more regulations. The governments are going to ramp up regulation in the upcoming years, where they want to really focus on decarbonization and things like that. And that's really where my understanding of that ends. But again, it's a point, it's happening, where there's gonna be more regulations in terms of decarbonization and things like that. If you know about this topic, go ahead and share that in the comments. We'd love to see your thoughts on this. And then the last one, this one I pretty much knew already. We're kind of seeing this in my local area a little bit, where if you think about the mall, right? You have a mall and there's tons of stores. Well, many people aren't attracted to the mall type factor anymore, the mall setting. Many people are going to pop-up stores. What we're seeing a lot of, especially in my area in Michigan, Southeast Michigan, is we're seeing what's called outlots. And that's, let's say you have a huge grocery store or any type of store, a Dick's Sporting Goods, whatever. And then in the front of the parking lot, you have little stores that there's like a strip of like maybe 4 or 6 little stores, okay? So some investors are saying, well, you know, what if we turn the mall into part living space, right? Maybe we turn some of it into condos and then the other part into a park, a community area, or maybe have some stores, but then you have some lofts, some condos, things like that. So really out of the box thinking. So we're looking at retail formats, right? Retail spaces, maybe being mixed use. Maybe it's part shop, part stores, different types of businesses, and not just all retail. So that's something there. So I just wanted to share with you guys this article. It's pretty interesting. It's 4 emerging real estate trends. Again, I'll have the link to the article below, but it's pretty interesting. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with design trends. Of course, it's all about pretty much economy and some of the trends that you may see change in your area. You may see a mall that all of a sudden becomes a half outdoor park, half industrial plaza. Really out of the box thinking, which is interesting. So I hope you guys found this episode valuable. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? What do you think about these trends, or any trends, or what are you seeing in your local area? Anything interesting? Things changing? Do you see a lot of open commercial space, right? A lot of storefronts for rent? Let me know. And as always, be sure to visit my website. It's allabouttherealestate.com. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor. Thanks everyone for watching this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios Show. Be sure to visit the links in the description below to pick up your copy of my real estate book, Think Like a Realtor. It's a little book about buying and selling residential real estate through the eyes of a realtor. It's real world advice, tips, whether you're a new agent in the business or you are a home buyer or even looking to sell a home. This is great advice. So I really appreciate it if you guys visit those links, pick up your copy, and go ahead and share a review, good or bad, if you like it, if you hate it, okay? But get your copy today. Thank you.